My name is Jeyson Howe. I've spent the last 10 years working as a photographer. I'm here in Moscow to give a master class and to give 2 lectures. It has been, but there's different ways of doing photojournalism. Some you can choose to do stories that no one else is doing, and then you feel as though you've made some good contribution because you told a story that no one else is telling. In the flat of the person who's got a bad bag, and I've got a bad bag. I've seen places like this on TV. Wow. This is pretty Russian, isn't it? But it's like, yeah, now if you come back, don't make a mess, don't trash the place, because, Right, very good. Cheers.
Cheers. Sweet dreams.
Вот прямо сейчас, через 5 минут пойдем в эфир.
Sometimes when I'm feeling, a little sort of depressed about things,
Очень расстроен тем, что вижу вокруг себя.
I think that all of the people that inspired me to become a conflict photographer
Ну,
are
все
either
люди,
dead or mad.
которые вдохновили меня тем, чтобы стать фотографом военных действий, они либо сошли с ума, либо умерли.
There are some amazing photographers out there who've been doing it 30-40 years.
Потрясающие
But I
фотографы,
have no
которые делают
idea
это 30-40
how
лет,
they
я не
manage to keep doing
представляю,
it.
как у них
Even
получается
10
это
years
делать.
is quite exhausting.
Даже 10 лет это очень истощает.
So it's very difficult. So if you see a member of that group that would get killed, that has quite a big impact on you. They're not just a subject in
то,
front
в
of the camera.
общем-то, это очень сильно на вас воздействует, не просто предмет перед вашей камерой.
На ваших глазах происходило что-нибудь?
Has anything happened in front of you ever?
Yes, I mean my first ever conflict picture,
Мои первые фотографии с войны,
which I made in
это было
Colombia,
в Колумбии.
was of 3
Это как
government
раз
soldiers who had
3
just
правительственных солдат,
been blown
которые
up
только что были взорваны
by a roadside bomb.
Бомбой на дороге.
So it's no longer all that easy to keep thinking that it is not going to happen to you. Because
Так
it's
что
happened to more
очень
and more
сложно
people that we
не
know.
думать о том, что это когда-то может с тобой случиться.
Just smiling at people, which is the last thing they expect. They expect you to be
Просто
scared. So if you
улыбнуться
smile and
людям.
look at them as though you're so happy to see them, that kind of puts them off guard a bit. Things like
Когда
making
улыбаетесь,
sure that
люди
you're not
понимают,
wearing
что-
sunglasses so people can see your eyes and they
Что как
can,
бы вы не угрожаете им, не носите, например, солнечные
because that's
очки.
how a lot, people communicate hugely by
Например,
what they
это
can see in
помогает
your
общаться
face,
с
what they can
людьми,
see
и
in your eyes.
они видят, что на вашем лице.
I started
Таким образом.
smoking because I was always carrying cigarettes, so
Я
that you
начал
could make
курить,
friends with people.
и
You
я
could
всегда
offer
носил с собой
cigarettes
сигареты,
to
чтобы
rebels
просто
at
подраться с
checkpoints and
людьми
soldiers and
на
so on.
блокпостах, например, с солдатами.
The thing is, because of the security issues, you have to be a little bit careful about telling people too
Нужно
much
вообще
about where
из-за
you're from.
соображений безопасности не
and
стоит
so on.
рассказывать людям много о том, кто вы и откуда.
I will always be an outsider. It
Я
wouldn't
всегда там
make
буду
any
аутсайдером,
difference
внешним
at all.
человеком.
But the problem now is that there's so many people wanting to do
Проблема в том,
conflict
что так много
photography.
людей, которые хотят сейчас ехать на войну и снимать,
Young people, they're not
Молодые
really
люди.
worrying too much about getting paid. They're
и
looking for
они не очень
opportunities
сильно
to maybe
волнуются
make a name for
о том,
themselves.
чтобы им платили, они просто хотят сделать себе имя в основном.
That is very competitive,
Это, там очень большая конкуренция.
and I'm not really in it to be competing. I'm in
Я, в
it
общем-то, не очень
to
хочу
do something
участвовать
that
в этой
feels meaningful
конкуренции.
for
Я
me, really.
хочу делать то, что я чувствую важным для себя.
Спасибо большое. Британский фотожурналист Джейсон Хоу был сегодня гостем «Эхо Москвы». Спасибо вам.
Thank you.
До свидания.
But the big cards are a nuisance. I have one 32 gig SanDisk card, and it keeps jamming.
Jamming?
Yeah.
Why?
You put it in the reader, and you put it in, and it says can't find any data. So I take it out and I smash it on the desk 5 times, put it back in, and then it reads it. And I did the focus, and nothing happened all the way from one end to the other. So I was like, okay, what shall I do? And I remember reading that sometimes the rangefinder gets damaged because it gets stops working. So I got it and I just hit the Leica against a tree, and I looked through and did it, and it was working fine. And it's worked ever since. So if we just divide them between us, that's great. I'm happy with that. I've got this music, so we can see how he's done it. We can replicate it.
So are you going to Skype?
Yeah. Yes, Sasha, yes. give it a go.
When you finish recording, please hang up or press the hash key for more options.
Hi mate, it's Jason calling from Moscow. Bit of a long shot. I wondered if you've got a copy of the Frontline Club Columbia presentation on you or uploaded to iDisk or something somewhere where I can download it, because we've got a bit of a disaster with the one here. If you can just text a response to me, my phone is receiving incoming text. Cheers mate, bye. And you know, there's a soldier who got out of that vehicle one day and walked away and never came back. And that vehicle will only have been moved a few meters probably from where it was abandoned. If you were doing it because you wanted to change things, or you thought it was very important for everyone else, you could end up being very disillusioned. And one day you're like, well, I risked my life for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and it makes no difference, I've wasted my time. Whereas if you're doing it for your own personal experience, it's very selfish, but you're not going to be unhappy, because if you're still alive, you're like, I found it fascinating. I learned lots of things. I tested myself. I was scared. I learned about other cultures. I learned about extremes and so on. The soldiers would say, no, come on, keep photographing this, keep taking pictures. We want people to know what happens to us, what we go through, what we endure. Really, virtually the last picture I took in Colombia was that picture of her daughter standing next to her too. Say who I am. They know who I am, don't they? So here we are on the main thoroughfare through Moscow, watching the fireworks salute as part of the May Day, Victory Day celebrations. All of the traffic has stopped. I'm not quite sure why, but maybe something important is coming along. The main ingredient that you need really is a passion and a real will to succeed and follow your dream.